If you look around your room right now, there's a good chance at least one thing was made in China. A phone, a charger, maybe even the clothes you're wearing. But just a few decades ago, China wasn't a global powerhouse. So how did it go from being poor to shaping the entire global economy? For most of the 20th century, China was cut off from the world. Its economy was tightly controlled by the government. Businesses were limited, trade was restricted, and for ordinary people, opportunities were scarce. Life was predictable, but growth was slow. Then, in the late 1970s, something changed. China's leadership realized that isolation wasn't working anymore. If the country wanted to grow, it needed to open up. Instead of trying to control everything, China started experimenting. Small areas were allowed to operate differently, with more freedom, more trade, and more business activity. These places became known as special economic zones. And they worked. Foreign companies started coming in. Factories started opening. Jobs started growing. It wasn't perfect, but it was enough to start something much bigger. Around the same time, global companies were facing a problem. Manufacturing in Western countries was becoming expensive. They needed somewhere cheaper, faster, scalable, and China offered exactly that. A massive workforce, lower wages, and a government willing to support growth. So companies moved production to China. And once they started, they didn't stop. In 2001, China joined the World Trade Organization. This was a turning point. Suddenly, Chinese products could reach global markets more easily. Trade exploded, exports surged, and China became deeply connected to the global economy. It wasn't just part of the system anymore, it was becoming central to it. But China didn't want to stay just a manufacturing hub. Over time, it started investing heavily in infrastructure, building cities, railways, and ports at an incredible scale. At the same time, a new wave of companies emerged. Tech companies, e-commerce giants. China was no longer just making products, it was building its own ecosystem. Today, China's influence goes far beyond its borders. It invests in projects across continents. It trades with nearly every major economy. And it plays a key role in shaping global decisions. In many ways, the global economy now runs through China. But this rise hasn't gone unnoticed. Tensions are growing, competition is increasing, especially with the United States. So the story isn't over yet, because the real question now is not how China changed the world, but what the world will look like because of China.